Due to the ignorance of our host, parental discretion is advised.
Welcome back to the other side of the Beehive. Episode 250, dude.
Is it?
It's a 250, and we're doing it with
this guy again.
this guy again, dude.
I think you've been on this podcast more than I have.
Well, maybe lately. I'm like a bad penny. You can't get rid of me.
Or herpes.
Yeah, they'll find a cure.
You ever have herpes?
Have I ever?
Have you ever? You can't get rid of it.
Can't get rid of it.
Oh,
that's the one that sticks around.
I'm sorry, I don't know my venereal diseases.
That one.
Which one's the one that goes away?
You don't want anything penicillin doesn't kill.
Yeah, you can get rid of the drip.
You get rid of the clap?
Yeah, you can get rid of the clap.
That's the drip?
I think they're the same. Well, there's chlamydia. That's the clap.
Do you get rid of that
gonorrhea, one? Yeah, you can get rid of that one.
I thought gonorrhea was in your butt.
No, you can get rid of that one. Why? Because it sounds like diarrhea?
I think so. You know,
I would have loved to read.
But someone says, what's that thing Justin has? I'm like, is it gonorrhea? What is it? Like, no, it's Crohn's. I'm like, yeah, same thing.
Gonosyphilis herpal AIDS.
Yeah.
You got to sprinkle
Can't get
of it
rid
all.
Well, unless you're a billionaire like Magic Johnson.
Yeah.
Magic Johnson.
Yep.
Then you can get rid of the HIV. Back in the 80s, too. Back when he was killing everybody. But the big question is, where'd he get it from? Because it was very uncommon.
There's a picture that's running around there. I've been seeing a lot lately. And it's him with a bunch of girls. And at the bottom it says, I think this is the day.
No, but it was like very hard to get AIDS through like heterosexual contact. It was gay or drugs.
Yeah.
You think he did drugs? Like was shooting needles and shit?
No.
And you got it from butt fucking.
Nah, I see what you're saying.
No, I'm saying it's real. Like it's almost. I'm not gonna say almost impossible. It was very, very rare to get it. Like a man and a woman, like a man could give it to a woman, right? But where did he get it from? That's why I was saying it was the gay. It was the gay virus back in the day.
And guess what? Life told him, "Here's your son."
Well, you heard the conspiracy theory though, right?
You know his son, right?
I know. He's got all the sugar in his gas tank, right? But you know what the conspiracy theory is, right? Mm-mm. That he was approached back in the 80s by whomever foundation or to say he has AIDS.
The Illuminati or some kind of thing.
Paid off so that he could become kind of like the spokesman for like...
What a tragedy, dude. Look at him. Fucking
everybody killed everybody. Killed everybody back then.
Yeah, like it was a death sentence.
Absolute death sentence. Freddie Mercury. Done. Look at
he had all the money in the world too.
Deep in buttholes.
What was the flaming guy we talked about the other day? The piano player.
Eric Iman. Liberace.
Liberace.
Oh,
got him. Got him.
It's true.
That's right.
You telling me he had more money back then than those guys? Come on.
You're right. When you're right, dude. You and your fucking
makes you think, huh?
Common sense.
No,
some kind of good addition. We got Justin math.
Anyway,
it's Justin science.
Hey, hopefully you're not this late to your fight, huh?
Yeah. Well, so I just got done training.
You showered, by the way?
I took a hooker bath because you guys would not want to sit in here with me.
We asked, and Josh said, "Yo, is he gonna come in here stinking?" I said, "That's a good
no,
question."
You know, a little water.
Well, he came in bleeding one time. What's sweat gonna do?
True.
Smell worse.
True.
Well, we could smell your brain that time.
Well, it was showing.
Yeah. So
it was showing.
B.O. brain. Lots of similarities.
Little iffy at best. I worked for my first general manager. I was thinking about this on the way down here because I really hate being late. Like it bothers me.
Yeah.
And so I had a general manager and we had a finance manager, and he used to do a 9 a.m. meeting every day, right? And this guy was going through a divorce and he was hitting the bottom of the bottle pretty hard, and he'd been late a couple of times. So he walks in late.
Hey,
you can
we've been there.
Yeah, I mean, we all been on a divorce bender. Well, not all, but a couple of us have been on a divorce bender or 3. So he comes walking across the parking lot. Looks
the
like
bottom of a can.
Yeah, well, one reason or another. He comes walking across the parking lot and he looks like he slept in his shirt. His tie's all fucked up, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
So he walks in and he sits down like, you know, like it's church on Sunday. And the guy's name was Sonny. Sonny looks at him and he says, you know what the height of arrogance is? He said, being late because you expected the rest of us to fucking sit here and wait for you. You're fired.
Ooh,
Oh,
right
damn,
there,
right on the spot.
Right there.
In front of all the management team, too.
Oh, wow.
Like, fuck, whack.
I would love to do that one day. Set an example in front of everybody.
Well, you could have.
It's a strong dose of act right.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you're not supposed to do that. Like from a business standpoint, from a professional standpoint, you're
Well,
not supposed
yeah,
to do that.
yes.
Unless it's the movies, then you're allowed to do that shit.
Yeah, and Sonny was old school.
But
car
nobody,
guy, right?
nobody was late after that, were they?
No, ever, never. I mean, especially because some of these finance managers make pretty good money. So, how are you guys?
We're good.
You're, the pictures you sent me of I listened to the podcasts of you down in Sand Hollow look good.
Are you a fucking side-by-side guy?
I had one until our friend had his incident.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Okay.
And then I couldn't get in it again.
Okay.
Like, I was like, look,
Well,
I'm gonna buy a boat because I'd rather fucking drown than burn.
I mean, yeah.
If you're gonna pick your poison,
Yeah.
I'd rather drown.
You're right. You're right.
Could have been preventable though.
Yes.
Could have been.
Yes. I think so.
God bless them that everything went good. But
Yeah,
could have been
you know,
preventable.
in a horrid situation,
Yeah,
it turned out as well. As
And
it
you know what? It's changed. Back
Yeah.
then, they were
Yeah.
the fire starters.
Well,
They were.
You know,
This and gasoline in the back was never a good idea.
in the automotive business, you say thermal event.
Oh, there you go. Okay,
Oh,
excuse
okay.
me. So when we were doing this, covered my mouth, it's all thermal event.
Yeah.
You can. I like that though.
So I got done with the gym. I took a hooker bath and drove like hell down here. Highway patrolman right next to me all the way, so I couldn't get in the left lane, commit a felony.
But once he was gone, did you?
Yeah,
Absolutely.
for sure, for sure.
Good
What's
job.
going on with you, man? Since we haven't seen you in like 5 episodes.
Yeah, it's been about 5. It's been about 5 episodes.
Well, the last time I was here, we talked about me fighting again. Now here I am fighting again.
It's official.
It is
official,
official.
dude.
Official. I've seen the
Contracts
pictures.
are signed. Yeah,
It's on the website.
I even have a link for tickets.
We'll post it here.
Hell yeah.
Who does our thing now? You? Okay, it's right here.
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck off it. Yeah, there's
I like. Is it like green screen?
Yeah, it's right here.
Yeah. Sure.
Yeah, whatever you think.
Yeah. Is that Luis Cortez?
Yeah, Luis Cortez. I fought him before, lost to him before. I actually fought him twice, and it was the pinnacle of my own impatience both times. Well, so neither of them were. There's like all fighting, there's something going on, right? So the first time I took the fight on 8 days' notice and had to cut 22 pounds. But again, I didn't execute. And in my opinion, I was absolutely winning the fight and then tried to finish because that's been kind of my,
Your MO?
I don't know that I've lost a fight that I wasn't winning. You know what I mean? It's my impatience and me thinking, I got to stop the fight. So we've retooled some things quite a bit over the last 3 weeks. Really modifying my range and drilling it. Honestly, I mean, he's a strong guy. I don't want him to hit me, so I'm going to stay outside. I actually have really good footwork when I'm not trying to bite down on my mouthpiece and scalp somebody.
Full camp this time though, because we've known. I mean, we've known this for a minute now.
Yeah, I've been in the gym. I kind of eased into it a little bit. It's been. I always train on and off, but I hadn't been that consistent. So I took 2 weeks of training, but not training like I'm training now. Right. So I could kind of ease into it because I've also had this habit where I think in my mind I'm still in as good a shape as I was in the last one. And then I jump in and then not like you're injured, but you have this nagging shit all the time, and you know what I mean. But in every time I've done this, like, you know, it's 2 weeks to get you in. No matter how good a shape you think you are, right. It's 2 weeks to get into kind of a baseline to where you really feel like, okay, now it's flowing, you know. Right. And I've been really fortunate. Camp Mafaleo's come up and trained a couple of times. Marco Sanchez has come up and trained a few times. You know, great guys. I definitely see why Kent's the champ. I mean, just being able to talk to him and spar with him a little bit and stuff like that. He's a stud. He's a great training partner too. Nice. Marco's really knowledgeable. I understand why, you know, why he's a pretty sought after coach. And then, you know, I've got my stable of guys too, you know, Fabio and Munoz has been in there, and Buzz has been in, doing a lot of pad work with me, really drilling distance and range. So it's been good. I really feel like this week my timing and stuff's come together.
How do you block that though? Going into the ring with a person you know you lost to. How do you go? This means this is. I mean, how do you block the fact that this is the first time? Like, that doesn't mean shit. This is it. My mental state, my losses push me harder than, you know what I mean? Yeah. Like, I'm trying harder because he beat me. Mm. So I would try harder because the loss haunts me versus just a guy. Right. You know what I mean? And we had some barn burning wars. I mean, that second fight, I think it was the end of the second, and I charged in, and he looked like he was hurt, and just hucked something as I was trying to throw across to finish him. But I mean, you know, hats off to him. I think I got 28 stitches in my right eye in that fight. That was the beginning of the 56 stitch year. I got 56 stitches in my face that year.
That's a good start.
And then at the end of the year, I broke my arm fighting Jackson.
It's almost,
that's right.
It's almost one a day.
Yeah.
Like one a week.
One a week. One a week. But I feel good. I feel fast. So, it's been good. It's good. This is good for me. It tends to refocus me. I kind of, you know, which is why I sort of come back to it, because I can't find anything that makes me as disciplined as I am.
What are you going to do when you have to say, oh, that's it?
I'm going to buy side by side.
That's good. That's what I was going to say. Become an adrenaline junkie, and then we'll go.
You still have your boat?
No, I sold the boat.
Was it the best day of your life? Like when you bought it?
I loved that thing.
Really?
I miss the shit
Everybody
out of that
says
boat.
there was two fucking wonderful days when you own a boat. The day you buy it and the day you sell it.
It's because they're soft. They're weak people.
Okay, well, I don't own a boat.
That boat was
You're gonna buy a
too.
boat?
That some bitch just about sunk my third time out to the bottom of Pineview. Like, I thought it was going. It was close.
Wow, dude.
I feel much safer in a side-by-side than I do a boat. In a boat, you're just fucked.
Let's not ever do any adventure with
You're just
with
fucked.
Eric, huh?
The side-by-side, you're like, okay, well, you just open the door and you just get out of it. And you're like, well, we're fine.
Well, I don't know. I've seen some of those things at the dune's pretty watered up.
But you know what? Sometimes you just you're asking for trouble, right?
Well, and anytime.
I call them sand people.
Yeah, I call them sand people.
Like on Star Wars?
I call those sand people. There's a different breed of individuals,
for sure.
like I said. And there's the rock guys like us. We take it easy. We have fun. You'll chip over. You will. You just hold on, and you laugh about it.
You tip over at 5 or 10 miles an hour. It's a lot different.
You
than
crest a dune
80.
at 65, and there's somebody on the other side, or you don't know. You might die.
Yeah,
you might die.
And it doesn't matter how good your cage is. Something that big lands on you going that fast.
You might die.
Probably bad.
But again, you know, as long as you know your limitations, you're not an asshole. But a boat, you're like, okay, we're in the middle of the lake. Just this is it.
Well, they typically sink slow.
Oh, they do?
Yeah, typically.
Well, it's slow.
Yeah, what? It depends on the size of the hole, isn't it?
In this
in this
Come
instance,
on, you're 40, 44, 45?
45.
Okay, explain to me slow. You're getting ready to take a fight.
Yeah, yeah.
Explain to me slow.
And I don't know if you guys know my personality. I do everything slow, really paced, really methodical. It's just really embedded into my personality.
That's why I'm asking. That's why I'm asking.
This particular boat lost the prop shaft because when they did the pre-delivery, they didn't align the motor right.
Oh no!
So I mean, it shot out the back, and there was a hole in the boat, and
Not just in the boat, but in the fucking.
in the bottom of the hole, yeah. So. And ironically, fortunately, I just got done pulling a wakeboarder, and his buddy picked him up on another boat. So I'm jumping up and down, and fortunately, I mean, they were going, but somebody looked back and saw me waving. They came back and towed me in. So, I mean, it was so heavy full of water when I finally got it on the trailer, it bent the back axle of the trailer.
God damn.
So it was, a foot from the top of the hole sunk, which normally it'd be 4 or 5 feet. I mean, it was, it was full.
Shit.
And then that led to a bunch of stuff. But once I got it fixed, once I had a boat shop's like a Harley shop. They're run like a hobby shop.
Yeah.
It's not like my shop. I've got expectations and promise times, and these guys are like, drop it off. I get to it when I get to it.
When I get to it. I think we're gonna hire a guy off the streets next week.
Yeah,
Maybe he can fix it for us.
these guys over here.
And then they fix it in the middle of the winter. It's done.
Yeah, thanks. I've been paying on it all year. I was gonna buy a boat about 2 months ago. I was like, I gotta have another one. And I mean, obviously now I'm kind of glad I didn't, or I waited.
You still got your truck?
No, I don't have.
Oh, that's
my
smart.
kids has one.
Oh, he has a truck. Oh, okay.
I got, Kane's got one.
Well, I'm just talking about
You got one. I'll come get your
buying the horse before you have the pasture.
Nah, I'll figure that out later. Again, really patient personality. I'll figure that out somehow.
Yeah, boats ain't cheap though.
No, they're not.
And it was
$300 minimum
every time you go.
every time I hook that thing up to pull it from. Oh yeah. Well, by the time you fuel the truck,
Fuel the boat.
fuel the boat.
Beer?
Your dirtbag friends won't put $20 in fuel in it, and then you buy most of the booze and the food, and then off you go. You know what I mean?
But it was a good boating season too.
Yeah.
Is there such a thing as renting boats?
Yes.
That's what everybody tells me to do. They say, you want a boat? Go rent one first. Go rent it a couple of times. But it's not cheap to rent a boat, but it's not like I have to drop 80 grand on the boat that I want.
Right.
You know what I mean?
What
Boats aren't cheap. Hey, what's 80 grand? Not uncommon for a boat, right? And that's not even a top of the line.
Not, and it depends on what you want.
But hold on, what kind of boat? Because you and I have talk about your hobbies here.
If I was to buy the boat I want, $130,000.
But I know, but
Absolutely.
are you trying to break the sound?
No.
No.
I mean, cruise around on a wakeboard, put a surfboard in the back of it.
That's what I would do.
Just a little fucking pop around boat.
He says little. These things now are like 24 feet long. They're big boats, right? But 130 is probably a median price for something that's within the last 5 years.
You know the boat shop we work by?
Yeah.
All those boats they have out there, over $100,000.
God damn.
If you know what you're looking for, you could find a pretty nice wake boat for 50. Yeah. But I mean, it's going to be a 06, 08.
Fixer upper, yeah.
So it kind of depends on what you're looking for.
So do you ski? You fucking snowboard?
Wakeboard. Nothing
so
on
you
the
ski
snow.
See here in the middle, but anyway.
God, you guys always invite me to the fun shit.
Can you
What?
ski?
Water ski or ski in the snow ski?
Well, we
Both.
Yeah.
But I haven't. I was 12 when I water skied. I don't think people water ski very much anymore.
I've never water skied. I wakeboarded
yeah,
a little bit.
I'm
I wasn't
pretty good at
good,
wakeboarding.
but I did it.
Oh, so it's skiing kind of
it's like,
gay nowadays?
Yeah, it is. Like, it's kind of.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Because
So
me and my friends used to do it and do like the pyramids and shit. You know what I mean? I'm just kidding.
Who are
Me
you?
like 80s commercials and shit.
Like the 50s, the big tall surfboards.
We're all dressed up red.
The girls are in
One
big
piece
mom
girls.
bikinis.
Bopping around to the fucking Big Bopper song soundtrack
we mentioned here
in
before.
a wooden boat.
Yeah.
We mentioned it here before. I had a friend that was selling one, but it was like his grandparents, and it was like in pristine condition. And I was like, oh shit! It was like, it's a good looking boat. It's older, actually, obviously, but it was nice looking because it was taken care of. And my boss at the time was like, it's not for you, dude. It's just not for you. You don't know how to fix them. You don't know how to you don't know nothing.
Yeah, had a Chevy V8 in the motherfucker, probably, right?
No, he was like, dude, if that thing breaks down, you have no idea what to do.
They are a bitch to fix. There is no doubt. I worked on that one. I had a little bit fixing the tanks, the ballast tanks. Man, you'd come out looking like a bobcat got a hold of your, everywhere.
Look at your finger.
It's one of my red flags.
Oh, it looked like a hole, like you hurt yourself.
I wish it was.
So I've tried to dig it out.
Yeah, it's not. Unfortunately, that tattoo ain't coming off. And I'm stubborn, so I got all these misspent tattoos that I just won't have removed.
That's okay.
I wear them like the
He says
scars.
that because he's out of a couple.
I got more than one.
I got a couple too. It's okay. Yo, I want a fucking hand tattoo.
I do too, so bad.
So bad.
I do too.
But I go,
so
I
bad.
think about my professional level, and I
do too.
That's
Still,
the
the stigma
one.
still, right?
Nah, fuck that,
That's
dude.
the one that would get you.
Well, what are they gonna do? Fire you? No.
I'm not gonna fire me.
Unfortunately, in my experience, no matter how good you are, they can find somebody.
Do you remember Company One? There was a guy we all know stood up and asked a guy we all know very well, like, hey, I was thinking about getting a hand tattoo. And he was a guy in the field, and the guy we all know says, come on, man. Think twice. And he put him to shame and said, you got to think about things just a little bit better. Long sleeves will cover it all up, right?
Yeah.
The minute you go here, or here, it's a different animal.
There's no going back.
But I think it depends what you do. You know what I mean? Like
What, DJ at a fucking strip club?
No,
Yo, they won't fire
That's
me.
my retirement
That's
plan.
Ryan.
They won't fire
I got to
me.
figure out some turntables. I'm a DJ at a strip club.
First of
And
all, you
then
have to
I'm
know
getting my
how to
hand
do it because you
tattoo.
don't do it like
You know,
Hey, you know what? I don't think it's that hard.
like with your thumbs.
Some of the guys I know,
No. I guess I got that wrong.
hey, you can push play. As long as you can push play.
Can't I just plug my phone to it?
Yeah.
I mean, we're not talking Dre or like B level. Like, you'll probably never get to that, but you can push play and like pretend.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, I did it at Brian's. He sent me pictures too, because he went to the bathroom, and he just let the play because he's like, well, I gotta go to the bathroom. I want to let this song go for like 3-4 minutes. And I was like, okay. So then obviously I'm not touching anything, but I'm like looking at the laptop, and I got like the headphone like one in, one out. And I'm
The
just
guy
like
walks
pretending.
up to you. He's like, "How long you been DJing, bro?" Like you
I'm
actually
like, I
know-
can't hear you. Yeah.
Like,
Hey,
yes.
can you play this? I'm like, tip. You got tip. You got tip. And then when Brian comes back and is, hey, he wants to hear some Judge Siwa kind
He's
of
got
shit.
a note. Hey, my man left a note.
Yeah, but I just be like, I'm usually like, people are talking to me. I'm like, what's up? And I'm like, just like, I pretend like I'm
Why
tweaking.
you act like you're riding a horse
Like I'm
right
tweaking
now?
shit because it's full of buttons. And you just go.
Okay, but you're going like this.
no,
So
if I'm looking at the thing, I'm like, I'm feeling the vibe, dude.
So me with the thumbs is out of pocket, but you riding the horses.
Yeah.
no, but there's
You're right,
buttons. No, because you don't do this.
You don't?
hey, no, but I'm gonna be honest with you.
Yeah,
When,
but
when he went like this, and you were talking about DJing like this,
I'm not
I
doing
believe
this.
this.
I'm not doing
I believe this more than this.
Look, I can sell
I'm
it.
tweaking shit. I'm like, and I'm feeling the
I'm surprised
vibe.
you weren't laying side saddle either, motherfucker, with those pants.
Yo, ladies, older ladies in my like
the
back home,
ladies?
they sit sideways on motorcycles.
That's how ladies on
What?
motorcycles.
Yeah.
Oh, get the fuck out of
Yeah,
here!
so
right?
they sit like,
No.
so the guy is facing this
That's so
way,
they don't sit on
and then
their
the,
nuts.
and then the girl, and then the girls in the back, they like younger, obviously they wear jeans and shit, but like older ladies, they sit sideways and they hug like this.
Really?
Yeah, the front.
I've never
and
seen that on a
I haven't
motorcycle.
either.
Some of them have a baby.
Well, of course. There you go. There you go.
Gangsters, dude. Gangsters. Why are you laughing?
I love it when you talk about out of home, out of home.
When I go, dude, back home, you're like, shh, everybody, shh. Just listen to this shit.
The way we closed the last episode with what you thought R2D2 was.
Yo, we talked about this last episode, right as we left. Star Wars back home, obviously Spanish speaking people, when we heard R2D2, we thought that it was Arturito, like Arturo, like the name, like Arthur. We thought it was Arturito. And you give it that E2 kind of thing because it's small. So it's like, oh, it's Arturito. I was like, it's this and Han Solo and the princess and Arturito. Like we literally took this motherfucker VIN number and turned it into a fucking name.
It was like Poncho from Lost Island.
We've got a serial number for warranty purposes.
Yo, I was on the way over here. I was
now
listening
I'm
to the radio.
sweating.
Yeah,
You're not, right?
I know. We call it, as white fellas, we call it Adidas. What do you call it?
Adidas.
Really? Mm-hmm. It was pronounced something else. I was listening to the radio. And
So Nike for us is Nike.
no, they were talking about Adidas. They said it was like David Beckham. The way he says it is the way everywhere else says it, apparently.
No,
How's it said?
It's Adidas or Adidas or Adidas or something like that.
I think I've heard somebody say Adidas.
It's something like that. It's close to that. But I was like,
Well,
that's
that guy
not
was
Adidas.
mentally challenged.
It's not
That's why I say it like that.
No, for us, like you go, oh, look at my Nikes. That's how we say Nikes. We don't say Nike
because E isn't. You don't have long.
I don't
E's,
know.
do
I
you?
think, and I don't even know why. When I came here, I was like Nikes. I'm like, oh, okay, that makes sense. But for us, it's Nikes.
I was thinking about our last trip to the fight. I think it was misconstrued. I was going to bring that up.
Oh, okay.
You mean what do you say, King Arthur? Or like he round up all the tables at the bar? What you said?
Not that part, just with the incident with the guy.
Why don't you walk us through it? We have no idea what you're talking about.
Okay, so
Yo, he's been
I
dreaming
thought
of
about
doing
this.
this.
I have, I thought about this.
Foaming at the dick to do this.
He's been doing
Foaming at the
that.
dick.
I'm going. He's like, fuck the fight. I'm going there to clear.
I feel like
clarification.
if my dick's foaming, I probably need penicillin.
Well, we talked about that. We will fix it. You still got 2 weeks. We're okay.
Okay, so I show up with the two girls, and
Oh yeah, here we go.
and
Here we go.
I prep them. I'm like, look, you need to hoe it up a little bit, okay? I have a reputation. I got to have something for these guys to fucking talk about, okay? So they do. They did a good job.
Did they say, "Okay, Daddy"?
Yeah, fuck yeah, they did. Except they say it more seductive.
Did they say,
They-
okay, Hef?
No, they were like this. Okay, Daddy.
And I mean, they're just my friends. But so we show up, we hijack.
And they did well. They did well.
I thought they did. I thought they put up
They did well. They
a
did
real
well with
effort.
with the challenge you gave them. They did well.
effort. All the effort.
Motherfuckers like eat, pray, and obey over here.
And then we hijack your ticket. That was true.
Yeah.
A little callous of me. I apologize.
Hey, sorry, I didn't need it.
So when we were in the fight and
Which one?
at the Maverick Center.
Oh, I know which one I'm talking about. Which
fight?
Oh, the one
fight,
in
when we were in the
one
fight.
I was in. No.
Okay.
So when we arrived at the venue,
There you go.
apparently I need to be concise.
Yeah.
So I was up and I was getting a beer, right? And these two younger lads, they're in front of me ordering beer and are
This younger lad.
smashed. Like fucking smashed, right? So they ordered, I don't know how many beers they ordered. Enough for, there was two of them. They're both carrying two, whatever. So one of them tries to run his card and it's declined.
Oh shit.
And his buddy pulls it out and runs his, and they get it together. And this whole ordeal seems like it's taken 10 minutes. And I'm trying to get back down to watch the fight, right? So I go back down to our area, and I go and I sit down. Well, the perpetrator in question, one of the drunk kids, he was the one sitting kind of kitty corner behind me, right?
Okay, to your left.
Correct. So this kid is just being ignorant.
Yeah.
Right. And I've done it. It takes, regardless of your skill level, your balls come in a fucking wheelbarrow if you get in there in front of 2,000 people and risk taking a fucking ass whooping in front of everybody.
In your underwear.
Yeah. I mean, essentially.
Yeah.
Right. Essentially. So, we're watching the fight. And every one of the fights was good.
It was great. It was
Every one of the fights was good.
Great fight
Again,
card.
shout out to Zach. He does a great job. But this kid's yelling. He's, you fucking bum, you piece of shit. Like yelling, right? Now, granted.
Now, as you're going through your story, make sure you go over what you say that we didn't say right. Because I believe that we all agreed with what you're saying so far, right?
Yes.
Because we felt, and everybody in the area felt, they were being ignorant. That's
Yeah,
why.
no, and-
that's
and
why when keep going.
Well, maybe okay. Well,
here we
the
go.
part in question for me, I guess. So he's hollering, and I put my cape on because I got to save humanity. So I turn around and I said, "Well, I can get you a contract." I said, "I know a guy and he'll sign you." I said, "You can go in and see how fucking tough you are." And the kid looks at me. I think his eyes are crossed. He's so blitzed. But he decides he's going to take, take exception.
So because I was completely sober at this point. There was two guys.
Yes, correct.
Two guys. And when you piped up to the one to say basically,
Shut
have you
the
ever
fuck up. Yeah.
fucking been in there? The kid not closest to us, but next to us, stood up
Correct.
and started emptying his pockets.
Okay.
Like he was going to, like we were going to throw down.
Like he was gonna do
until
something.
Eric stood up.
And then he went,
And then he kind of looked away and started talking to his other buddy. But the other one said like this and kept rubbing his hands and just started talking shit. And that's when I thought, oh, here we go.
Well, and so the two young ladies that were with me,
Yes.
they're smart enough to scatter.
Yes.
Which I appreciate because sometimes girls want to try to break it up. Just let people get punched.
Oh, no, they were throwing gasoline on the fire.
Yeah, that's actually true. Fuck him up. But at least they weren't in the way.
No, absolutely.
but at least they were on my side.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you drove them.
They drove me.
Yeah, they drove him, right?
So when I stood up and I turned around and the kid stands up and he's on the step behind us.
But you were eye to eye.
And we were the same height. And he's smashed. So he takes a swing at me, right? And I slip back. Now this is the part I guess maybe I don't take exception with what you said. I'm just not sure. So one of the girls said I hit him. And I don't recall hitting him.
I saw you grab him when he
grabbed
dug
him.
down.
Yeah.
You grabbed
And
both
you
of
kind
them
of
at
went
one point.
for you went for an over on him when his head was down. So you kind of grabbed him with his head down, right? But at that point, we were.
Yo, me on clear the hell on the other side. I was just like,
Well, so she said I hit him, and I'm like, I didn't hit him
No, I don't think you hit him.
because
But
I'm
think
looking at
you-
this kid, and
I think you violently grabbed him.
well, I remember grabbing him by the back of the
I
head
mean, if you
and
would have
putting
hit him,
it
you would have decimated
to
this
death.
motherfucker.
So I do remember grabbing him and holding his head down to
And
the
taking your
cement.
right hand underneath.
Yeah,
Now, I
yeah.
think maybe that's where she thought,
Maybe.
because you were going to grab him and hold him. And I think that's where she might have thought you gave him the old.
He pushed you, and then you went like this, and I was like, "Oh shit!" Because I thought you were gonna go.
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
but you
Like a
didn't,
fucking
because everybody
log.
just kind of went, and then you went after him, and that's
Well,
kind of when
so I actually hooked my foot under the chair.
oh,
Look at this fucking MacGyver over here. Did you go?
So he shoved me. I hooked my foot under the chair
Well, no,
and
he
came
has
back, and then he
skis for
took and then he took the swing at me, and then
Yeah.
when I came back, I grabbed him by the hoodie and started dragging him down.
yes.
And then, madness ensues and the security comes down. And the Maverick Center they were great. They actually talked to both of us.
Yeah.
And you know, the head of security came down a couple of times and he's like, and the people in front of us,
everybody.
yeah. Well, the people
Sad.
in front of us had a guy that fought and he did the same thing to their guy that won. And so they were like, no, this guy's being an asshole. And then they hauled him out and they were nice. They came back down to me and just said, look, we just don't want to have a problem in the parking lot. I was like, I mean, for one, I'm not going to beat up this kid. It'd be like beating up some poor handicapped kid for me.
Like me. Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, essentially.
Frail. What'd you call me?
Fable.
Feeble.
Feeble. God damn it.
That's what it was.
Fable. But yeah, somebody said I hit him, and I'm sure I didn't hit him.
I don't think I said that.
Maybe not.
Did I?
Maybe I'm just recalling what was said to me after.
From this show?
No, from everybody talking.
Oh,
no, I don't think we
Because
ever.
I thought you grabbed him.
I did
Just
grab
like
him.
almost
Yeah.
like he was going to get a guillotine when he.
Because I know I had him by his hoodie, and I had his head. He's standing up, and I had him bent over to where his head was just about touching the
Yeah,
ground.
you rub his nose and his
Yeah.
pee. Yeah, I saw that.
Class act.
No, and everybody in the area when security had to tell all of us to shut the fuck up because we were all like, no, and it wasn't just our group; it was everybody in the area was like, this guy was acting like an asshole, and all he did was just subdue him. So,
Right. And that.
And then Dre was like, let's not forget, guys, this is a family event. Like, you don't know what the fuck just happened, Dre.
Well, so my
Just play
phone.
Selena and leave us alone.
My phone
Just kidding.
starts like
of
the
course.
promotion, you know, and
course.
and rightly so, right? Like if I was being a bully to somebody or something, I'm part of the commentating team. I'm still registered as an active fighter for the promotion. You know, I get it 100%.
No, you were playing security for the
Yeah.
for the
you
good
know,
of
humanity.
humanity.
Hey, you put your cape on.
But no, I don't remember you punching him.
And
I
I'm
just
certain
remember
I
you
didn't.
controlling him.
Because I'm certain if I hit him, he would have died.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And guess what, dude? I would have been like this still. Did he die?
It's thinning of the herd. Right? Darwinism.
Chat shit, you
just
get
says
hit,
cutting
right?
off the fat.
Well, you know, you hear it all the time. The internet makes people
Oh yeah.
have false
You know,
sense of
and
security.
it's funny because the internet's done that to people where they think they're bigger than they are, and then
Yeah.
sometimes they have to get brought back down to reality.
And then, you know, some giant human stands up and turns around and says, why don't you shut the fuck up?
Yeah.
I'll
It was a
never
good time.
forget-
I had a
I'll never
great time,
forget.
though.
I'll never forget sitting there, and he stood up, and Eric did the same thing, and he went. There was a split second where he went, "Yeah, I fucked up. But I think he thought, he's like, well, I can control this. This, right? If I just push him, I'm good.
He's gonna roll
And then when he
down.
pushed him and Eric didn't move, he was like, well,
Eric's doing the fucking Matrix.
I'm certain there had to be some. Well, you know what I think it is I think like the general population has got away with shit. They can push it right to the line and then somebody will save them or something will happen.
absolutely.
And I do remember his friend who initially was thinking he was going to empty his pockets like that was going to do him any fucking favors
Yeah.
was telling him, hey,
Yeah.
let's go.
yeah, it shifted really quick. But no, it was a good time.
I had a great
I
time.
had a great time.
I did
We
too.
sat and talked fights.
We-
We talked about.
We pre-game and post-game. Remember that?
That was a fun night. I got to
was a
sit
good
down
night.
and I don't get to sit down with guys. No shade to anybody, but I don't get to sit down with guys and talk fights on a fight level with a guy like Eric that knows.
Yeah.
You know,
We
and
talked
I-
about the old school
dude, the
shorts.
old fucking bad boy,
Bad boy shorts.
Oh, boy. And what was we talk about?
Who else?
Yes.
Leg kicking.
That was a good time.
It was a good time. We should go to BKFC.
Yeah, they got good burgers.
No, have you seen that card,
Oh yeah.
dude?
Oh, what?
It's Eddie Alvarez and fucking
Yeah. Platinum Mike Perry.
and Mike
Oh, that
Perry.
card.
The BKFC bare knuckle.
we should
come
we
in
should
here.
get some tickets and go.
Let's talk.
Yeah,
Let's just get
let's do
tickets.
So I had one of them reach out to me a couple of months ago
Get the fuck out of here.
and said, hey, you know, we're looking for some fighters. Somebody gave us your name, messaged me on Facebook, and I talked to the guy a little bit, and he, you know, he's like, well, we just signed, and I was like, look, guy, you know, I'm I'm for sure at the twilight, no matter what happens with this fight, right? Well, let me take that back. After I win this fight, no matter what happens, it's the twilight of my career, right? And I said, it'd be hard to market a 45-year-old man at this point. And,
I'm not looking to go out and get knocked out and be somebody's fucking highlight reel.
Well,
right?
so, and this was the discussion, I was like, 10 years ago, yeah, I absolutely would have done, but I was like, well, what kind of money are we talking about first off, right? Because at that point, if you're going to do something like that, it's got to be for business. And I don't know what my crowd draw is for ticket sales anymore. It's been a while. It's almost like fighting for the first time, kind of promotional wise, right? So I was like, look, I need an amount and an opponent. And then I never heard back from the guy. And they told me, they were like, well, Chris Lytle's going to come do, he's going to come do tryouts. And I was a little bit like, I'm not doing that either.
Doesn't ring a bell to you, huh?
Chris who?
Chris Lytle's a stud.
Lytle?
I was like, I have a
Is that a boner?
pretty, yeah. Don't point, don't look at it in the eye.
Sorry.
It might be foamy.
Sorry.
Lights out, Lytle?
And I was like, I've got a pretty good resume at this point. Just to be honest with you, it wasn't worth it for me to go.
Right.
You know what I mean? I just, and I wasn't that interested. Well, somebody tagged me in the post or something happened. And I was like, well, somebody reached out to me, but I never heard back that, which is fine. I mean, and then the guy messaged me again and he's like, I didn't realize I didn't get back to you. We'd definitely be interested in having you still if you're interested. But so here's the thing for me, right? I get cut anyway. So I'm for sure getting fucking diced.
Yeah, you basically have the face of a Diaz brother at this point.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. I mean, it's all been rebuilt. It's
beautiful.
Reconstructed. It's got to be better than it was because like from here down is titanium.
Oh god damn.
So it's got to be it's got to be better than it was. But it would have to be some real fucking money.
He hit it and go kink.
Yeah.
Kink. But they're not gonna hit you, so you're good, dude.
Yeah, we're gonna get out of the way. But I mean,
I hear it's pretty good money too.
I think it can be.
Yeah.
And I might have been able to negotiate. I did have another guy reach out to me and they're like, hey, we need somebody. And he's like, and we're paying. And I said, I just signed a contract for Fierce and I'm not backing out of it. So I like these guys. I like fighting for this organization.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If I'm going to, I would rather finish with them than go. I mean, because look, in my, at least $230,000 in medical bills for fighting between my arm, my face, the stitches, all the shit.
Oh, they pay good then, huh?
No, because I had good insurance at the time.
You have good insurance now, right?
Yeah, I got some insurance now.
Does your insurance ever go, hey, excuse me, did you just do this work? Oh, no. Did you do this at home? No, it wasn't at home either.
I've never had any of them out.
They never asked.
His face like his cheek is like hanging.
What's titanium now? It's just dents, like a door. It's just fucking dents.
Paintless dent removal
They hire some
on my
asshole
cheek.
with those fucking wands to come pick that shit out.
So the promotion carries you up to X amount of money, right? But it always goes against your personal insurance first.
Right.
So like when my face got fractured and they decided that I was in some kind of fucking imminent danger and sent me to the U of U and said, you need surgery right now, right? So we go over there. They evaluate me. I sit in the ER for fucking ever. And I'm so patient. I don't know if you guys know this about me. And, they come back and they're like, well, we can't. So I had to have an ear, nose, and throat doctor, a plastic surgeon, an anesthesiologist, and
Gynecologist.
for the deep work. Yeah. So I had to have these 4 doctors in the room all together. Well, that's like herding cats, right?
Oh yeah. Oh, I can
But
only
some of these kids let them talk them into staying, right? Like I heard a story of a kid that tore his labrum, had a pretty serious injury, right? Well, they're telling the kid don't go home. They're racking up the fucking medical bill. His labrum in his shoulder.
the labrum.
Never heard of it before.
You might need a book of anatomy.
Again,
Well, I'm sorry, I don't have fucking scars to fucking learn words.
Gynecologists or no
I know.
gonorrhea, right?
Yeah. Might be diarrhea. Isn't that of the butt?
Med NB.
What's it called again?
Labrum.
So they
We have a couple of those working for us, but that's all I know.
thanks, folks.
So you have one at home waiting for you, a labium.
So they'll talk these kids into staying, and they're an overnight bill at the hospital's 20 G's,
yeah. Oh,
right?
yeah.
With if you know what I mean. And these kids don't have insurance, and the max is met on the fight's deductible, right? And so really what the fight insurance is for is to help cover your deductible. It's not supposed to be your primary insurance, right? So, I'm sitting there and I'm like, this was prior to me getting the good insurance through marriage. Ooh! Don't get married with CTE, kids. It's not good.
Put that on that shirt and walk out with it.
You know what? Remember that commercial with the guy with the fishing pole? Oh,
We're gonna be faster than that.
No, I think back in the 150 grand to fix my face would have been cheaper than the divorce. But
would have been less painless too.
God damn, I'm telling you. But so they're like, and so I get up and I'm like, I'm leaving. And this lady's like, oh, but if you leave, I'm like, if I leave what? I'm not sitting here for another 2. You're telling me that we can't get this scheduled in the next 3 days. You're going to make me sit here.
If I was gonna, we're charging your ass.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Every time one of you nice
It's
ladies
like the
comes
fuel,
in,
it's the fuel.
so I used to make the joke because I got that mug. So I got 2 of those mugs for my first $25,000 office visit. That's what I had to show for it. Because I mean, they gave me painkiller, but
Did you get some of them cool socks?
Yeah,
you got some of them booty socks.
I actually think I was so pissed. I
walk
wore
in
the robe out with my ass out.
You walk in the hospital, everybody goes, Eric.
Again, the punch card.
Here I am again.
Punch card theory.
But they're like, well, it might not be. What if you get hit in the face? I was like, yeah. What if I get hit in the fucking face? You can't bandage this.
Yeah.
It's not like I'm not bleeding out. I left.
He's like, listen here, lady. I'm gonna do this again.
So listen, lady, I'll see you in 6 months.
2 years. It's fine. Hey, so put my name on this bed.
So, what is? We get a good win out of it. We're gonna get a good win. What's the next step?
I don't know.
Is this it?
I'm
We're playing
not-
this one fight at a time.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, one fight at a time. I'm gonna go out and win this fight, and then I can make a decision. You know what I mean? I'm part of this is and always for me. I classify everything in a win-loss, right? Like everything to a degree that's not healthy, and I fucking win. Winners find a way to fucking win. So I get this win. We'll see how I feel. I kind of had a plan for it after talking to Zach. That may have been modified a little bit. But I can't. I just got to go win. There's no other way. I'm going to go fucking win. Because I can't go out on a loss.
So there's no reason to look even past this, to even think about it.
No.
Just what's in front of you.
Yeah,
We'll deal with that monster, and then we'll reevaluate. You'll come back to the other side of the beat, but I probably won't be here. But
Oh yeah, he's quitting. Hey,
I heard
let's keep
it's
this.
not quitting per se. You were going to take a leave of absence, is what I
take
heard.
a fucking what do
Yeah,
they call
what am I
it?
supposed to do, wait for it?
Sabbatical?
A fucking sabbatical, yeah.
Yeah, we'll take it
a
back if we can pay
sabbatical.
rent. Hey, so once he leaves, if he leaves, I ain't doing
We
it.
haven't.
MMA shit.
We haven't
you know
told.
what I mean?
Right.
We haven't told him yet, huh?
No.
He doesn't know yet, huh? So I'm starting a podcast
Oh, that's fine.
next month with Eric. It's an MMA podcast. In fact, you got 30 days to get your shit out.
Like, I'm taking boner again.
No, this is mine. What?
It was like shaking. So I was like,
He's scared. You're making him nervous.
No, he's fine. He's fine. It's the 17th.
November 17th at the Maverick Center.
Are we cutting weight, or are we
I'm
just
underweight
spot
right
on?
now.
You're underweight.
I'm
So
4
there's-
pounds
there's-
under right now.
There's just
Just
out of
training.
the question. We're just training, right?
2-a-days. Go in the morning, a run, lift. At night, the martial arts training.
Luis's last couple fights.
He's
the
on a
last time.
skid too.
He is on a skid. That's what I wanted to ask you.
Last 3. So, I mean, really, it makes sense, right? I dropped my last 2. I got horrifically, catastrophically injured, and then had a hiccup with the last guy.
Yeah, but you know what? From the outside view, we're like, oh, damn it, lost that one. And if we didn't know what we know about you, it'd be like, oh, I lost the last one, but it wasn't that bad.
No, it wasn't like I got beat up.
No,
You know what I mean? It was. I didn't go in there and go, me and Cortez have had we've had some fucking war.
How old
like
is he?
war? I don't know. I was thinking about that. He's got to be late 30s. I mean, fuck, it's been 10 years since I fought him, I bet.
Well, he's brown. He could be 50 for all we know.
Are you?
They don't. Hey, look at this guy.
Take it easy. Are you? I'm just kidding.
I'm saying how good you guys look.
No, I know.
Like
I do.
black don't crack, brown don't frown.
Yeah. White, it's all right. Is there? I wouldn't say a friendship, but is there like a mutual respect? As in, hey, we're gonna do this again.
Yeah,
or are you guys like, no, fuck this guy until
No,
we're done?
I've never been that way, and I've only really had a couple of guys. I've only really had a couple of guys that talked to some shit. You know what I mean? And I'm not that guy.
He's 35.
Oh, fucking 10 years, huh?
He's 35.
Well, he's got pictures there, like he's about to drop an album.
Oh, he's the Mexican Hulk.
He is the Mexican Hulk.
You had a good run there for a little bit.
He did. He had a hell of a
Hey,
tear.
I'm the Mexican Wonder Woman, so it's all right.
Match made in heaven.
3, 4. So he's 5.
He does
on a
look
5
like
foot
he does
skid.
look Polynesian though to me.
He's big, strong guy. I mean, for sure. If he hits you, it's gonna fucking hurt.
Oh, it's going to be a good fight. That whole card,
It's amazing.
that card is.
Is it?
In fact, I just had it up.
Yeah,
Hell
let's
yeah, dude.
let's read it.
Let's just run through
Dude,
this.
you know what I
card
just
real quick.
realized? I'm 2 beer boss, dude.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a good place to be.
That is good. I wish I was
Turn
like
this
that.
off and I'll fucking service you guys.
Can I pass on that part?
And we'll just go through. I mean, the way they got this laid, I'll only get the last name. So Mafleo
Stud,
going to fight Abby. Hardman. Going to
stud.
fight Janes. Latu.
Zeke.
I
I trained with Zeke too.
Iman and Cortez. Janeo. Cameron. Yes. Collard Owens. Vigil Lowry. This is a big card. Holy shit.
yeah,
many
this
fights
is
is there, dude?
this is their kind of culmination for the year.
Damn, we're gonna be. Oh, dude, your boy's gonna get lit, dude.
It's a good thing I'm not working Friday. Scheduling Friday.
God damn it. Maybe I'll miss it.
Hey,
You're not gonna miss.
can I be the Make-A-Wish child that walks out?
I don't know. I'd have to check with the commission, but if I can make it happen, yes.
Yes. I'll shave my head. I'll wear my hat like this so I look special. Like it's,
Walk with a
like
lamp.
It's my special day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But so this is the card of the year, right?
Yeah.
One thing I want to ask you, because it's been since the last fight, how does it feel not having to walk around and sell tickets? Or is it kind of different to where you almost wish you had that again?
So good and bad. Your people, your friends.
How do you look at me when you say that?
I'm not sure if we're friends or not.
Well, you said my people. What the fuck?
I'm one
no,
of you.
he said my people. He didn't say you people.
I don't say
I
your
hate when people say you people.
right.
Fuck, it bugs me. I'm like, you inconsiderate bastard.
I say it all the time.
Yeah.
to me
But
too.
only the
Makes
white
sense.
people.
To
Only
me,
the white
to me.
people. Only the white people.
my
I get
boss, so I'll let it
people at work. You people worked on my car. Who is my people?
Oh yeah, that would piss me off.
Yeah.
That would piss me
Calm
off.
down, bud. So a couple of things, and I was thinking about that on the way over here, right? Our people. Is that better?
Yes.
How do you want me to say it?
fucking-
What makes you feel good?
Let's say
doesn't
the
matter.
people.
the people.
The people.
We the people.
So a couple of things. The people, your friends, your family, things like that. They wait until the day of fucking weigh-in. Half of them,
Yeah.
right? Half of them wait until the fucking day of weigh-in.
Yeah.
And they're calling you all the way to the weigh-in, right?
When you're getting ready to turn.
But if
tickets
you
in.
have tickets, you have to turn them in. You have to account for them. It's honestly, selling tickets can be really stressful.
well, you have to have the money.
Yes.
What
'cause
happens?
it's this-
Everybody's like, I need 10 tickets, and you're like, okay, I got you.
no.
What? Dead fucking silence.
Yeah.
Zero dark 30.
That's
You'll
good.
hear
That's
from.
great.
And
I
you're
want-
headed,
'cause
you're
that's what
headed
we
to the
need.
way.
Well,
Because that's what we need.
and you know, another aspect of it is like, they're your friends, they're your people, you know, you
people
like them,
support
you
you.
want them to come see all the work you've done, right? But then they're like, hey, 2 tickets got you on Friday. Fuck no. Because the ticket is the same as cash. So when you go back there, it's either cash or ticket. And if you don't have ticket, I've seen guys get their debit card out.
To you?
No.
Oh.
Like they go turn the tickets back in and they have X
Oh, I
amount of
see what you're
cash
saying. You're
and
like-
they're like, you owe us $300. And so
That's on a good day, right?
could be absolutely right. So I like the way that Fierce has it set up because
Click on the
link. We'll click on my link.
Eric's
and-
little put there.
Yeah. It's right here.
Right here.
He's more like this.
It's right here. My hands are bigger
Right,
than
it's
yours.
on my lap. That's
You got,
what it is.
you got little stubby fingers.
Me?
Dumb you guys
No,
look like.
him. He's like, it's like
I have child hands.
I
Thank
do
you very
too.
much.
you both do. Do you guys hold
Your
hands?
hands bigger than mine?
Are we gonna do
Do you
the
guys
gay
hold
shit?
hands? Not a lot.
That's a
Little ass
first.
hands.
So
Jesus.
No.
so
Could you imagine?
I like the fact that
Could you
so
imagine?
a couple of things. If I have tickets in hand
The dick hand.
and I go to big dick hand, okay, and I go up to somebody and I said, hey, you know, buddy,
No,
pal,
remember-
I known you.
She
That's
had
why
the
I
dick
said
hand. She had
That's
the
why I
dick
said
hand.
it.
That is
I'm
the
so
ultimate.
glad you
That's the
got it.
ultimate.
I'm so
forgot
glad
about
you
that.
got it, dude.
Oh my god, I forgot about that.
That was back.
I was just
Way
like,
back.
oh, that went nowhere. And then I'm like, hell yeah. You can't leave this
Oh, it
podcast, you
just-
motherfucker.
when-
You can't leave.
It all clicked for me.
If you
That
guys,
was one of those
you
stories
gotta-
about almost as good as shitting in the urinal, right?
Go back to the fucking the first time
first
Eric was
Eric
here.
fight.
Or
First
second time.
fight.
Second time Eric was here.
Yeah, that's funny. Good job. Nice, well put together,
I
boys.
fucking love you, dude.
Ultimate
I
callback.
fucking love you, dude. I was like, oh, that dude. And I was like, I wonder if some of the guys, and then you turn around and say, oh.
Yeah, we should pull that episode up and go back and listen because that was fucking
Yo,
funny.
take the clip. Cut the clip.
Yeah.
Anyway, continue.
So if
Tickets in hand.
if I got a couple of tickets in hand and I go up to somebody and I'm like, hey, I can gently bully them into buying some tickets, right? You know, I got 2 tickets. I know you love me, don't you? We've been friends forever. Come see me, right? If you don't have tickets, though, like, should I be going around to my friends and be, pull your phone out and Apple Pay, right? So it's, I could guarantee ticket sales if I had physical tickets. So, I mean, I'm a little bit in limbo. I don't know, and tickets keep us fighting.
Right.
Right. So if I do want to do this again, but I sell, 25 fucking tickets, ain't happening. Yeah. Right. Cause Zach went through the pay scale and stuff, and I'm nowhere what I would assume their top is necessarily. But I'm still probably in the middle. I have a good record. I have a good following. Yeah. But if I sell 25 tickets, and I get it, it's a business and they have a right to make money. It's not, you know what I mean? So I'm hoping that I get, there was times when I'd sell 150 tickets, I'd sell a bunch of tables and I was one of the top draws back in the day. But we'll see. I don't have a depth gauge. I don't know.
Yeah. So. Did they tell you?
You get your count.
You will get your count.
Yeah, you'll know. You get your count at the end. So hopefully, hopefully I get a strong outing.
2, 4, 6,
12.
8.
About 12. 10.
Well, I talked to Brandon. He was going to get a table too, I think. So.
Fuck yeah.
Good love. Good love.
A table?
Yeah.
Oh. So we need to talk to Brandon then?
No. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
You guys need to click on the link.
Well, I did.
Okay.
What the fuck?
Yeah, just click on buy. I don't care what seats you buy, right? I don't care what money. Just buy tickets.
Because in the past we've had Eric's section.
Right.
Because you have physical tickets.
Correct.
So that's where I go
well, so like the table tickets are in a section, and I believe they're sectioned off like I have an area.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Gotcha.
But I don't. You want to sit at the top? I don't. Just buy tickets. Okay.
Right.
A couple of things.
Anybody, just support local MMA for God's sake.
Yeah, because BKFC will be packed.
Absolutely.
Fucking packed.
Absolutely.
Right? And you're going to see some top talent. You're going to see some local guys. Ben Moe is fighting.
Oh, really?
Just announced a couple weeks ago. Ben's fighting. Mike Jones is fighting.
Yeah,
it'll be some good local talent, right? And it's good to support them too, but why can't we get 5,000 people to come to Fierce? And I'm telling you, the talent on this Fierce card will be every bit as good as that BKFC fight.
It's so hard to sell to guys, gals, anybody is stuck to those 3 letters, right? That's it.
The
right?
brand.
But I every time I go to local fights, this has been better than what I paid $1,000 a ticket for.
Right.
It always is.
And Fierce tickets are pretty I think the base ticket's $47.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
So for $90-ish, $95, you can go watch a live event and have a pretty good seat.
Oh, absolutely.
Right? Or you can spend $80 fucking dollars to watch the UFC at your house.
Yeah. Yeah. And again, to me, there is nothing better than the come up story of a fighter.
Well, and so watching the Embedded, seeing what they're doing, that kind of thing always does it for me too. This type of thing.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. And hopefully this does some good for somebody, whatever shit I talk, right?
Absolutely.
We've talked about
hey,
trying to protect yourself,
your numbers always do good when you come here.
Oh, good. So buy tickets, please. Buy tickets because I want to walk out.
We'll put a link in there and we'll run it.
And if this is my last fight, I want the motherfucker to blow up when I walk out.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right? And you know what's funny though? I fought when I was doing amateur kickboxing in California and fucking knew 5 people in California, right? But I take a couple amateur fights. I didn't tell anybody that I fought. Right? I was on this amateur card. My first amateur card, there was 18 fights. And it was just kickboxing, and it was in San Francisco. And my wife was there at the time, Kane's mother. That was it. I didn't tell my mom because I was like, what if I go out and get the shit beat out of me? You know what I mean? I don't want the 5 people I know to see me get pummeled.
Right.
And you know, I had a good run amateur kickboxing. I had 5 fights before I moved back home and went undefeated. And then, you know, some people started coming and stuff like that. But originally I was like, I don't know if I want anybody there. And now I'm like, fucking win, lose, or draw.
I want everybody's grandma there.
Yeah. I want, like, and you're walking out, right? And you have your nerves, and I don't care what anybody says. You got nerves. It's just how it is, right? And if you don't have nerves, you don't give a shit. You don't care if you win or not. Well, if you have a little bit of nerves, you obviously care if you win, right? And we had 3 guys fight at the one up at Heber, which was a great event in the wrestling room up at Heber. It was a great event. Good, like the room was good. The in the gym, all that, it was really good, like nice put together. But so we had 3 guys fight there, right? And I'm talking to them about some of the younger guys. I'm like, look, this is how it is. You're back there. You're gonna be antsy. You're gonna want to walk around. It's just how it is, right? And then what you're really worried about is the unknown.
Yeah.
Right. We've done all these scenarios. We know, you know, and you're going to fall back to your baseline of whatever your training is. So I think I get more nervous when I corner than when I fight. Cause I keep thinking, did we cover everything this guy needs to know? Especially a debuter, you know what I mean? But Francisco went out, stud, won his fight. And he's one of the most coachable guys I know. Did a great job. But I was talking to him, and I'm like, you're going to have some nerves. It's just what it was. But leading up to it, he's like, I'm not nervous. But he wrestled. He had a pretty good wrestling background. So, you know, he knows, you know, I didn't wrestle. I just went out and fought a motherfucker. I fought a guy at a bar right over here. Was my first fight. As a matter of fact, in a ring, in a bar right over there.
Right.
Hand wraps. Didn't know shit. Was just this big oafy sumbitch. And unfortunately, the first fight that I had, I won. I did pretty well just because they didn't have anybody my size, right? The guy I fought was like 208. And I was like, you know, I was like 280. Oh. And then but the second time the guy was, so it was like ISKA rules. You had to throw 2 kicks. You had to throw 2 kicks around. The second guy I fought was a fucking Golden Gloves boxer, and I think he took the regional as a heavyweight, and he beat the fucking Jesus out of me. And it was 2-minute rounds, and I was bigger than him. This guy was about 240, right? I'm fucking bigger than most. I don't know if you guys know, but I remember going out there and in the like the fight's like that fast, right? And in the 3rd round, I'm just standing there and I'm exhausted, fucking exhausted. And this guy is just mollywopping me, fucking mollywopping me. And I made it to the end and I get done, and you know, the commission didn't exist back then. Right. So I think I had a shot and a beer before I went in there. Well, I probably had 12 when I went out. And I remember looking at my buddies. I'm like, I'm just glad that I fucking made it all the way through.
The commission was a stripper named Cinnamon.
She had Fireball. That was actually, and then from there is when I was like, so now we have a baseline that I don't know. I make a joke that men come out of the womb and think they can fight, and you fucking can't. Okay. I'd get mad. Yeah. Okay. You fight anybody that's been in a gym for 6 weeks and you have nothing, chances are you're going to get fucking beat up. Yeah. And if you go against a guy, you know, a 3-month guy in jiu-jitsu, you're gonna get your fucking arm broke. Yep. He knows how to arm bar you, and he will drag you down. It's just how it works. This is real fucking life. You don't come out of the womb knowing how to fight. So that's what I was like, well, I want to keep doing this. So I better figure out what the fuck I'm doing because I don't know what I'm doing. You know, I'd been in fights and
But even though you got your ass beat, you enjoyed it.
I'm a masochist, yeah. I have my face completely fractured and I'm doing it again. I hear that a lot. Hey, if you
don't listen to her. Don't listen to her.
Or any of them.
So if you want to, I'm a
Hers.
So I follow a guy, Ryan Stewman. I don't know if you guys know him. I listen to his podcast every morning. It's about a 10-minute podcast, and it's about whatever, you know, it's pretty good. I listen to it every morning. But I listen to his book, Fuck Your Excuses. It's great. I recommend it. Read it.
Well, we don't read, but go ahead.
Well, I listen to it because I don't have
Audio.
time.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
audiobook.
yeah.
You can listen to it in your car like a podcast. It's almost the same. But in the book, he said, if you want to prove you're an expert, get in a plane and fly 2 fucking states over and tell them what you know. Because guess what? In the state you live, around the people you're with, they're going to fucking second guess you the whole time. And he's got a point, right?
Yeah.
Like, the people that are close to you are going to be like, what if it doesn't go right? Well, what if it fucking does?
Yeah.
So go 2 states over and then tell them what you know. Because guess what? You know what you know, but sometimes, you know, you get an undertaker in your life that's like, well, what if you get hurt? What if, yeah, fucking what if? I understand the consequences. I understand. I understand that I'm a 45-year-old fucking man in a very young man's sport and apparently going to fight a guy 10 years younger than me.
Sorry.
I don't care.
No, you shouldn't.
They remember poor Tony Darling? They made the big thing about him being half my age.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And see how that ended, right?
And it wasn't a good night for him.
No. Do you feel like the old saying, the power never went away? It's still there.
No,
I
absolutely.
still have the power.
Absolutely. Absolutely. The power's there. And to be honest with you, with some of the things I've been doing with the pad work and some things like that, and, you know, hats off to Kent. I was sparring with Kent. I was having a bad day on Saturday. Just, you know, I get to an overtraining level considerably faster than I did even 3 years ago, right? So, you know, I have this thing that if I just am more disciplined than everybody else I know, I'll get through it, right? So I've been, you know, I had like 10 days where I didn't miss the gym. I was either running at, you know, Mom and Pop Fitness Center down the street, or I was at Link, and it would have been 12 days because we'd gone through the weekends and stuff. And 10 of those days I did 2-a-days, right? And I just was fatigued. You know, I think I did 5 rounds. And I was like, you know, I'm breathing hard. I'm not dying, but I'm just not there.
Are these 2-a-days?
Yeah. Every day. Well, so during the week, yes. I stopped doing the workout prior to going to train with like Kent and his crew because I was like,
Right.
Did you feel that?
yeah, that was weird. It was like it was going to blow over.
It was like it was a little earthquake.
Yeah. But you know,
was outside.
I'm moving around with Ken. I had 3 good rounds. I get to about the 5th, 6th round. I'm dragging a little bit, and I'm like, God, what the hell, you know? And I immediately am like, what haven't I done right? What did I eat this morning? What, you know? I'm trying to diagnose whatever my situation is, and you know, Kent's walking me through a couple of things. He's like, just think about this a little bit, you know what I mean? He's like, look, and he's really humble. He's like, look, bro, this is shit you know. It's like, I don't think this isn't shit you know. I'm just pointing it out to you. And he was right, you know what I mean? So just really, Fabio really sat down and he was like, these are the things you have to do. Right. And we went through a period where I was fighting so much, there was no fucking game plan. It was just
go out and
go out and hit the fucking guy until he falls down. You know what I mean?
Right.
But we know how this guy fights. I fought him before. You know, we know what he tends to like to do. So we're just modifying some of the things that I'm good at. and just reinforcing it.
The motherfucking trilogy.
Right? Motherfucking trilogy. I'm excited. I have a lot of respect for Lewis. He's had a hell of a career. Me and him are old dogs now. You know what I mean? But I'm gonna win.
Oh, it ought to be a good showing. I think we've been excited. We've been talking about this for a while.
Yeah,
it's been tough to keep it down,
right?
Keep it quiet, but I've done a good job.
Well, you guys talked to Zach about it when he was here,
we
right?
did. When the cameras went off, there was like, "Hey, so
Yeah.
Oh yeah, right outside. Right?
And
Yep.
like I said, I really appreciate Fierce. They've been really good to me. They've kept me involved. You know what I mean?
Yeah, how's commentating?
I love it. It's so fun, and I have such a good time with Jason and Blake. And Blake is a stud.
Yeah.
We're filming the pre-fight like setup.
Yeah.
So we film it, and he edits and cuts it in like 30 minutes right before the show leads up and ramps up to it. Like, he's a stud. Like, I couldn't do it. I don't know.
Not the only
Sometimes
one,
I can't figure out how to use my fucking phone. I think you do a good job.
You know, the fact that Fierce is so consistent.
Yeah.
So consistent. It shows that they'll be here for a while. You know, they have a following. That it's a legit contender when it comes to a farm for fighters, right?
Well, they've had some guys go up to the PFL.
Absolutely.
Hardman did.
Absolutely.
What's her name did? I just saw her. Caitlin.
Yeah.
They've started having some of their guys that have done well move up. Kent's got to be. God, he's got to be
So
right
close,
there. And
right?
like I said, I was like, look, no matter what, when I'm done, you guys need me, I'm showing up. I like training with them a lot. Super respectful guys, good training partners. He's not coming in like I'm the fucking champ. You know what I mean? Just really humble guys. Talking to Marco, I see why he's a really sought after coach, and hats off to Fabio. Fabio's like, yeah, let him come in.
That's pretty cool.
It doesn't have to be fucking territorial.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's pretty cool.
There is enough success for everybody.
Yeah.
So
The amount of everybody, it's just nothing but good for the sport, right?
Right.
That's why
high
we've always
tide
said-
rises all ships.
Exactly. It's like even the UFC says it, like, well, having them's good for the sport, right? Having PFL. How about PFL buys Bellator? It's done.
Right.
It's a
Is
done
it?
deal. It's a done
I
deal.
didn't hear it was done.
2024, January 1st, 2024.
Really?
PFL owns Bellator.
And I was trying to watch their series as it was ramping up, and I missed the last one. But me and Jeremy, my oldest son, we sat and watched it, and both of us, just riveted to it. You know what I mean? One.
Come on. When they came here to Denver and put that show on, it's a game changer.
Yeah.
Game Bread.
Yeah.
With that bare knuckle MMA.
Oh God.
10 years ago. Could you imagine? Could you
no.
imagine?
It just makes my face
MMA
hurt.
with no gloves.
Makes
I'm
my
just-
face hurt. Yeah, there's, BKFC, I love watching it too. I've got the other thing is I for sure have arthritis in both my hands, right? For fucking sure. Like when it gets cold, I got claws and I got my strong hand.
I snapped this one. It was a hockey injury. Wasn't fighting, but it was a hockey.
Hockey's fucking tough
I
enough.
snapped this being checked up again. It snapped it, and so when it gets cold, it goes numb, and I have to warm it up, and it'll go snap.
Me and some of the guys we ride, if it's dry, we're riding. I am starting to be a little bit of a pussy about it. I got to find some really good fucking gloves because I get off that bike and just.
You get off the bike,
Yeah, I'm stuck to it.
Yo, I've obviously I have to bolt here in just a little bit. I wanted to ask you this: what did you happen to watch the fucking Fury Ngannou fight?
I watched the end of it.
Did you?
I watched the last 4 rounds. Yeah.
Do you think he won?
Ngannou?
Because I saw 1 and 2, and he absolutely dominated him, especially 2 when he knocked him down.
Yeah.
I was a 10-8 round.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I listened to Brandon Schaub, his commentating after the fact, and he's like, look, they're not going to give it to Ngannou.
No.
Right? And they're
Boxing's
not going to
crooked.
And they're not going to Saudi Arabia is not going to put on this big fucking show to have this guy that they put all the money into lose.
Because they have, we're talking, he's supposed to fight in December.
Usyk.
He's supposed to fight Usyk in December, right?
I would guess that ain't happening.
No.
I mean, his face did not look great.
No, and I would be willing to bet, even if we're talking, everybody's like maybe January, maybe February. I don't know if it even happens now.
Well, what's the draw? You know what?
That's the thing.
And
where does
Usyk's
it
a
go?
killer.
The most technical heavyweight
Fucking
boxing
killer.
has right now.
And
Bar none.
I like Fury. Like, I like his loose style, his fast hands, his length. I like watching him fight. I think it's entertaining.
Not a better person on the mic.
Right. Sells it. Talks the shit.
When
Sells
he
it.
sings Sweet Caroline at the end of that fucking shit, there's not a better guy to listen to. So I'm with you, but after I watched that, I think Usyk beats him.
Yeah.
Usyk beats him.
Well, and then so what's next? And I've already read all the shit about Wilder. And, and I don't understand why this. Okay, so I read something saying Wilder and Ngannou at PFL and MMA. What is fucking Wilder's incentive to do that? Now what's Ngannou's? Right, he made what, $9 million or $10 million or something.
I think 10
of
was
disclosed
10
pay.
was the guarantee, right?
Disclosed pay though.
Yeah.
On this last
So
fight?
their sponsorships. What's that?
On this last fight?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So we got their sponsorship money and everything else that comes into it.
What
Right?
Saudi money he got into his pockets, right?
So they might have
that oil money, you got that oil money, baby.
So look, and Schaub said it too. He's like, Ngannou's a boxer now.
Yeah,
You ain't fucking getting him back into an MMA cage for $1 million.
The best thing for the PFL to do is just get their get their beak wet.
Yeah, take a
And just
we'll
put our sticker on your shorts and
give us
we'll-
15%.
Give us
or,
a little bit of it.
Give us a little taste. Keep us moving.
2 or 3 years, we'll get an MMA fight. Here's my take. You could do the Wilder. You know what I want to see? Anthony Joshua.
I would like to see that too.
Anthony Joshua.
I would like to see that too. If you put 2 guys next to each other,
2 Greek fucking gods,
fucking
big old
chiseled
fucking meat pieces.
Yeah, you put those 2 guys together.
It's like Schaub said though. Wait till the movie. A guy
Right,
growing
Ngannou's
up
movie.
in the jungle,
Cameroon
or
or wasn't it Cameroon?
shoveling sand his entire fucking life, and he
Ngannou?
comes here, becomes a UFC champion,
Yep.
and then comes here and arguably wins the biggest boxing match.
Ngannou?
Yeah. It's a great fucking feel-good story.
Fantastic
right?
story, right? Somebody will try to say it was, the American dream, and
Yeah, of course.
that's why he came here, and
Of course.
good for him. He found his success. How do you dislike the guy at all? And he's, by all intents and purposes, he seems like the nicest guy in the world, right?
He won. He said no, and everybody said, "Oh, he fucked up." He won.
Yeah.
He beat the odds when the UFC says, "Well, that's it. We're done with you. You're done." And everybody wrote him off, but he won.
Yeah, and everybody was like, he's taking a step back by going to PFL.
Yep.
And it ended up, and so who's the loser?
The UFC.
Dana.
Yeah, the UFC.
Fucked up.
Because right now, there's not a bigger fighter.
No.
John Jones hurt.
Right. And Ngannou, the way he looked in there,
Would it be John Jones?
probably fucking whoops John.
Would it be John Jones?
I would love to see Joshua and Ngannou also.
I think the Wilder fight's more because powerhouse punching, not a
Big
lot of
punchers,
technique.
both of them
right?
big punchers, yeah.
That's probably the one to go for. But
but it ain't happening in fucking MMA. Not
No, we're going to the desert.
whatsoever.
We're going to the desert with the sand people. And we're gonna fucking.
Not to
And
mention,
they're side by sides.
not to mention, have you looked at Deontay Wilder's legs?
Oh,
They might be as big around as my wrist.
you mean mine?
Yeah, yeah. He is not doing any.
Fable.
There is zero fucking wrestling
Evil,
happening
God
there.
damn it. Yo, I hate to do this, and you guys can go. I have the wife has got to go to work.
Get out of here.
No,
And tell everybody where can get
So-
pictures.
Yeah,
and
let's
tickets
wrap
and-
it.
So,
I gotta
November
get home and go to
17th.
bed because I gotta fucking get up at 4:30 and go back to the gym.
Well, me too. Just not to the gym. I have to go to the.
You
fucking,
guys get.
I have to go to
yeah.
the roundhouse. That's what we call the work.
That's right.
November 17th,
Friday.
Maverick Center on a Friday.
on a Friday. Great way to kick off the weekend.
Yeah, I didn't even think about it that way. I was kind of pissed because I was like, Friday, I can't pregame. I got to work that day. Maybe I'll take Friday off.
You know, I don't usually. I have this point
All
where
I can hope it's snowing like a motherfucker.
I have this like I always had this point of pride where I never missed a day because of fighting.
Yeah.
If I was fucked up, if I was hurt, I went in with my arm casted up. I
But
went.
it was Saturdays, right?
Yeah. So, and I went in. I went in with when my face was fractured. I went to work the fucking Monday, right? I was like, I don't want it held against
Daryl,
me.
hey, will you stay in your office today?
Yeah, they did.
Hey, don't get out.
Well, and then, and then 2 weeks later, my jaw's wired shut and I'm at work. And people are like, I can't understand you on the phone. Like, I know you can't. I'm sorry. But anyway, so I might actually take Friday off.
Hey, tell people where they can find you, where they can find tickets, everything about the fight.
Silverback Muay Thai on Instagram. Eric Iman on Facebook. I'm more involved with Facebook. I just don't understand Instagram. I'm old. I don't get it. I don't know.
They're linked together, aren't they?
Yeah, so like my stories, I post everything to my story and it shares.
Hey, I guarantee you, if you follow him, you will see him and his son in front of a fucking mirror with their phones
all the time.
all the time.
Every day.
It's my
Big
accountability
brute
post.
Viking boys with big old cocks.
We were talking about.
They hit your knee.
We were talking about you, like, oh man, his back hair. We're like, he probably doesn't have any back
He
hair.
has his
son
son shave.
shaves it for him.
With a straight razor.
Because we know Eric can't reach that.
I'm mobility challenged.
What about the fight tickets?
November 17th, I have a link. It's I'm actually going to post it again tomorrow, but I'll make sure you guys
Send it
have
to me,
it.
yeah, send it to me.
I'll make sure you guys have it and just show some support. I would greatly appreciate it. I know that this is the sunset, but I feel good and I got to run and I can fucking knock anybody out in the state. I guarantee it.
Ooh, I love it. I love it.
I will say, last time we did this, it was a blast. And the fights were awesome. This card's even better. And our boy Eric's going to be there. So if you guys can tag along, meet us there, it'll be awesome. It'll be a good time.
We should have a Beehive section.
Dude, what the fuck?
That would be
Beehive C-section.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. You can find me at Angel Cervera on Instagram, Angel Cervera on
I'm gonna give
Facebook.
birth to
And
this.
that's my last name, Cervera.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, he's quitting. Hey,
Lord underscore long balls. That's with a Z. I haven't changed it yet.
he'll have more time to be commentating.
Yeah.
Until next time, take care of yourselves out there, and we will see you at 250 episodes.
250.
And I'm honored to be here at 250.
Yeah, you just gotta start paying us. On the other side of the Beehive.
Peace.